Happy Saturday night from wherever you are across the world here. Welcome to Buffalo Grove, Illinois, the Twin Rinks Ice Pavilion, home of the Stevenson Patriots, as they play host to one of the state's best, if not the state's best, the New Trier Trevian's green team, the top team here on the Trevian Hockey Network, alongside Gerard Boris, our great producer, on a solo mission here on the microphone. My name is Luke Jordan. A pleasure to be with you all as always. You see the Trevs warming up on that end. Stevenson will be in the white uniforms on the other, but let's look outside the league real quick. Lake Forest is currently leading Carmel 1-0 in a packed weekend. Down the line with still plenty of hockey to play down this Saturday. This is just the second of 4 getting started today here between New Trier and Stevenson. Loyola and St. Viator, that's going to be a great game at Mount Prospect Ice Arena, 6:50 p.m. And then the return of Evan Pulikitis will be on Marquee Sports Network. The Glenbrook North Spartans are hosting the York Dukes with Evan Pulikitis and Ben Stein on the away bench. Over here, some storylines to look forward to. New Trier looking for the season sweep. They took the first one in clean fashion, a 6-0 victory. Last game did not come as easy. They piled on plenty of shots, 36 of them to be exact, but Ethan Wiener stood his ground. He stopped 34 of them. There's 33, should I say, in what was an eventual 3-1 victory. Stevenson entering this game with a record of 4-18-0. New Trier 14-3-2. Trevs have the best points, most points in the entire SHL. Then again, they have the second best points percentage. St. Viator is just a hair ahead of them. And St. Viator and New Trier will meet tomorrow night in what is going to be an excited, high anticipation matchup over at Mount Prospect. Trevs around the net here for their first on the weekend. The first of 2 over the next 24 hours and change. On the other end for Stevenson, this is their 3rd day with a game in a row. You'd have to imagine the legs are feeling a little tired. See how they hold up. After 2 competitive games this weekend, they beat Glenbrook South on Thursday here at Twin Rinks, went to Addison Ice Arena on the road yesterday, and lost to a very hot Dukes team by just 2. So you cannot count this Stevenson team out, and you can't let off the brakes if you're New Trier. Although you beat them twice, I'm sure Adam Chair is bringing those guys in the huddle right now, hitting the usual, hey, this team's going to give us our best just like any other team is. Because usually when you play better competition, you play up with them. And we'll see if that's the case today as Charis rounds up his men, his 4th year coaching with New Trier Green. Let's get a chance to look at our starting goaltenders as they make their way towards the crease. On the left side, still taking his time to make his way there, it is Max Reed, who has been the usual. Max Ashione is the backup in case needed. On the other end here, Asher Ali, who was deadly on Thursday against the Glenbrook South Titans. He stopped 26 of 27 in a 2-1 victory for the Pats' 4th win of the year. And out on your screen here, you still see Max Reed taking some laps before he now goes to tend his crease. Former AAA netminder has been blooming here for the Trevians on a sensational season that has only really gotten better for him. And he enters this game, his 17th appearance, 2.02 goals allowed average and a .903 save percentage. 12-2 record. Ashione's played in 3 as one last Patriot makes his way onto the ice. We are just about ready to drop the puck here in Buffalo Grove. There's the signal from Ali. And here we are at center. Herstrit and Pashenko. Puck dropped, we're underway. 6:38 p.m. here, Central Time in Buffalo Grove. Once again, the Twin Rinks Ice Pavilion. Patriots, Trevians. New Trier in the navies today. Jack Herstrit enters the offensive zone, tries to feed one through, comes right to Lohmeyer, who tried a quick shot, blocked by Kimbrough. It will be a defense to try to take advantage of today for New Trier. Playing with just 3 defensemen are the Patriots. Got a chance to talk to Asher Ali before the game. The Stevenson netminder, also an official. We had him on our Scholastic sit-down podcast a couple of weeks ago. Here's a slot shot by Pashenko trailing wide. Pashenko feeds it in the slot. D'Alejandro scores! And that's the start you need. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Stevenson Patriots, who take an early 1-0 lead on the first shot of the game. And what a huge way to get things started. D'Alessandro, his 4th goal of the season, for now his 8th point. Had quite the time to get the Pats out with the lead first. Against the best first period team in the state, arguably. Nearly a goal and a half every first period. Here's a pass across, scrapped out of there by New Trier. New Trier, 1.32 goals every first period. It's the SHL's best, and the SHL being the toughest conference to play in, resembles this team as the toughest first period team. Here's Peter Marino. The shot. That's steered aside. Pardon me, Chase Marino. Kick back in and pinballing out past the red line. Soren Selak, the sophomore, puts it near side for Chase Marino. Over the line, just barely on sides. A shot partially fanned on and now recovered at the point by Isaac Solomon. Jaden Kimbrough up the near side boards, taken back by Selak, and Lividitis throws it towards, and that will be covered by Asher Ali. George Knight centers the face-off here for New Trier and taps it ahead as Kimbrough drags it into the corner. Now Alex Roween with George Knight pulling it away. New Trier trying to make it 7 wins in a row today, but it won't come easy. Already down 1-0 here, just past 2 minutes in. And Asher Ali, who loves to upset teams, in between the pipes for Stevenson. Andrus with pressure on him. Luke Cortine all over him. Tomaszewski chips it back in. Secchi tied up with the Trevian in front. Tomaszewski. Now Jack Andrus for New Trier, banked out into the Stevenson end now as Gualdron goes chasing back. Stevenson looking for 2 wins in 3 days, and they start off on the right foot here. Nolan Nagget's tracks back. Stevenson changes all 5 in the process. Nagget's pocket picked, and here comes Jason Pashenko the other way. Pashenko, lengthy shot, punched out in front by Reed. Now cleared past the blue line. Kimbrough. You can already see the ice time given to Kimbrough and company. Only 3 defensemen today. Vysotsky on a centering feed, deflects right to the stick of Jenner Layden, who now sends it vertical for Dominic Fontana, gave it right back. Kai Uyang. Nolan Nagget's top defenseman line. Out right now for New Trier, and they have a hiccup there. An unusual one, especially in between the blue lines. Pashenko. And now a 2-on-2 board battle. Kimbrough, point shot is right off the body of Charlie Cannon. Stretch pass across ice, settled down by Fontana. That one taken away by Pashenko. He'll curl it in deep. All 5 change yet again. Wholesale changes early on from the Stevenson Patriots. No Dan Wood on the bench today for the Pats. Ryan Murtha tending the bench, it seems, today. Jonathan Outshorn sporting the C, goes chasing after Selak. A lot of hockey in between the blue lines right now. Dylan Noster played back for Gualdron. New Trier bodies go chasing after him. Olsen now curls it out to the center ice circle, where Selak offsides there. A look back at the first goal in this game, scored by Dominic D'Alessandro. Just let it loose right away and perfectly placed. Reed down to the knees, but it goes just about off the post and in. And Stevenson in offense averaging just 1.8 goals a game this season. Already has one. They're past halfway there. Dane Lohmeyer is nailed down to the ice by Luke Courtine. Now pulled onto the pile. Secchi goes towards net. Dylan Tomaszewski denied in front. Big save for Max Reed. Marino goes across ice. Dane Lohmeyer back over and poked out of there by New. Jack Woolabin, the junior. Now it's some help from Dane Lohmeyer. Going to the point. Chase Marino down the side. Couldn't be obtained by Woolabin. Ranosuke Secchi will go after Selleck now. Lohmeyer. Now for the senior captain, Jack Herstrit. Herstrit still a solid season. Well over point per game, leads this team. 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. Has it now down the left side and curls it in for Jack Woolabin. And Alley well out of his crease to cover up on that one. We'll get another look behind Max Reed here. Put to the test yet again. Good board battle won by Stevenson. A better pass from Secchi to Tomaszewski. Oh boy, I don't think we've seen a puck get that close to the goal cam in quite a while on that try from Tomaszewski. Might have had Gerard shaking in his boots. Hank Tucker down and around the boards. Solomon feeds it in front, and that's deflected into the near corner. Leaner now for Pashenko. Pashenko and Dylan Noster, the two players on the Stevenson team with more than 10 points on the season. Here's Roween sliding it over for Solomon. Now a sharp angle shot fell right through the crease. That was Roween that beat Ollie Glove's side. Here's a 2-on-1 going the other way. D'Alessandro already with one, looking for a second. Max Reed makes the save for a whistle. Quick transition opportunity, and Stevenson's got the legs at the moment. 7th period in less than 72 hours. And they have been all over it so far. Dylan Noster. Can't win it for Stevenson. Naggett surveys the ice and now leads it ahead. Alex Roween behind for George Knight. Back for Alex Roween. And that pass out of reach for Uyeng. Couple of miscues so far from New Trier, but still plenty of hockey to play. We've got a delayed penalty as well. And from the timing of the whistle, this seems to be on New Trier, which will send Stevenson to the power play. Nolan Naggets with the diagonal eyebrows, frustrated about this one. It's not going New Trier's way so far, and Stevenson will now go to the power play for the first time today. They do have the league's worst power play, but not by much. 11.4% on the season. New Trier's penalty kill, you would think it'd be top 3, considering it's 85.2%, but somehow not. And that's the 5th best in the league. We'll see what Stevenson does here on the opening look. They've got the momentum so far. They've got the speed. Good chemistry between the bats. You can tell they're playing a great weekend. They're trying to keep things going. Kimbrough tried to skip it through. It's taken away by Layden and cleared out of there. Dylan Noster restarting. One of the captains here for Stevenson. Team leading 16 points for him as he left it back for Kimbrough. Jaden Kimbrough goes down, close to a call. They wanted one, they won't get one. And now Selleck. Shorthanded chance now, George Knight with numbers. Chase Marino lost his handle. They tried to slide it back to the back door, but Marino curled away. On the bright side for the Trevians, past halfway through the penalty kill, and it's looked good so far. Marino backs off, and it's Dylan Noster carrying it up ice once again. Noster straight down Broadway. He'll trail below the goal line. Left back for Olsen. 3 of the 4 killers down below the goal line for New Trier just about, and it pays off. As Lucas New will go the full 200 now. New. Past the blue line, chance for Pashenko in all alone all of a sudden, and he scores! Pashenko, 8th goal of the season. Stevenson out to a 2-0 lead, trying to avoid the sweep here in Buffalo Grove. Stevenson is loving this start on home ice. There's not a reason not to. That one almost deflected in off an own Patriot. A save credited to Ollie. Andrus now. Janetsko. Down and around for Cannon. Just the 9th power play goal this season for Stevenson, who came into that one 8 for 70 on the year. Fontana. Bodies collide in the corner. Wiener goes well wide. Chris Janetsko goes off the boards for Jack Andrus. Now it's Fontana. Off the boards, tried to swoop right around Wiener, won't happen. Uying darts over the line. Kai Uying, drop pass back. Dominic Fontana, spinning free, back at the goal line. It's Uying, the blue liner, well down low. Cycled down. It's Woolabin, up for Uying, inside the circle now, launches one towards, and Alley hangs on. Physicality out in front. That's a sharp angle to shoot from, and Alley did not see much of it. That rebound is given loose. Cannon is right there. Fontana on the back door as well, but nothing given. Shots on goal right now, 7-2, favoring Stevenson. 7-3 now, pardon me. Good catch by Gerard. Kai Uyang center, blue line deflected out in front and cleared by Stevenson. Will not go the length for icing either. The alternate captain, Kai Uyang. Dane Lohmeyer catches Jack Herstrit in acceleration. Herstrit, no look shot towards the net. Scraped out in front, somehow wide, and ends up off the side of the net. Asher Ollie loves feasting on top-tier teams. If Stevenson's ever in a game with some of the state's best, it's usually him or Ethan Wiener. One of the 2 goaltenders who have just stood on their head this season. And yeah, I know you might be saying, well, Luke, you know they have a goals allowed average of 3.9, right? Well, you will see in this game, Stevenson allows a lot of shots, and Stevenson is able to shell him off. I mean, you look at a team like Carmel, who is darn well to a close record like them. Jack Woolabin has this one gloved on a save from Ollie. Speak of the devil. Carmel's team goals allowed average is over 7. And Stevenson's not even at 4. And they are very close in the standings. So a tip cap to the Stevenson defense in the goaltending room. And already in this game, they have more than their team average in goals per game. 1.8 a game, they have a 2-0 lead against one of the state's best. Selleck goes down the wall, give and go. Selleck, point shot, nearly deflects in. Follow-up off the side as now Lohmeyer sticked it back down. Was intended for Woolabin, never found its way there. Now forked up to the point. Marino with a lane, fires towards, and once again Asher Ali's on the case. Asher Ali, the A on his uniform. Feel like we've seen a lot more of that within goalies over the last couple years. Clear example here. Waldron resetting. Icing whistle, 4:31. Freezing day today. It's not too bad here inside Twin Rinks. They've got it pretty well heated. I'll give them credit where credit is due. Over at the Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse right now, Carmel and Lake Forest facing off. And for some reason, it won't tell me the live score. Well, that's lovely. Here's a sharp angle shot. That sneaks wide. Update on that. Lake Forest is leading 2-0. Lividitis backhander save. And a high stick. Plenty of whistles as of late. Shorter bench, shorter defensive core today for Stevenson. You'd have to enjoy the whistles if you're the Pats here on home ice. Just a moment to catch your breath. This Trevian team out of sorts so far. Shenko gives a sign up to one of his blue liners, now steps in against George Knight. Face off one forward to Wu. Did not seem to be the plan. Alex Rowe across ice. Knight now. On his high horse down the left side. Got one on and a save from Ollie as he shouldered it away. Up for grabs out in the slot. Now collected by Pashenko. Stevenson changing their forward line. Meanwhile, Jack Andrews up the right side of the ice. Ali comes well out of his crease. Off the board trim up to the hash mark for Secchi. Rowing now glued to the boards. Tucker, point fire. Chest save, but the rebound there, a third try on the back door won't go for Alex Rowe. Rowe now a one-timer kicked away. The pressure relentless on this possession for New Trier, but nothing to show for yet. Chopped out right through the slot. Now it's Hank Tucker. Kimbrough looking to clear, can't do such. Alex Rowe, top of the circle, gets blocked by Kimbrough, bouncing around now into the far corner. Knight in the slot, wide of the net. And the possession continues. My goodness, Hank Tucker now will wheel his way around. Tucker's got Layden open in the slot, couldn't find him. And now a chance to change for plenty of Patriots as well as two Trevians. Just above 2 minutes to go here. Adrian Gwaldron now up ahead. Stevenson could be on the move. D'Alessandro with a goal in this one already. That one's going to hit off the ceiling. A very low ceiling here at Twin Rinks. my little broadcast perch was right under one of these beams, I could easily touch it. It's not a high ceiling whatsoever. Dylan Noster over the blue line. I have a feeling the audible mics there might have got some frustration in the New Trier parents. You can feel it starting to really pick up as Ollie just remains a brick wall. I would say I'm surprised, but I've seen him play before. Even first game of the season, I remember it was St. Viator and Stevenson for the opener, and St. Viator ended up winning that game 6-1 or 5-0. I was only able to stay for the first 2 periods, but Ollie was making incredible save after incredible save against the best returning core in the state. Selleck plays it across. Now Chase Marino down to the goal line. Sealing puck once again. Offensive zone face-off coming top line out there for New Trier. Jack Herstrid centering, could not win the draw. Now Kimbrough. Kicked through by Dylan Noster as Marino tracks back. Marino swings it back, it pops right out in front. Nearly a 3-0 lead there for Stevenson if they could have capitalized. In the meanwhile, now a 3-on-1. Jack Herstrid, patient, will wheel his way around. Great positioning defensively for Stevenson. Selleck from the point, bounces right to the backside. And the net's well off. Past 45 degrees as we get a whistle. You want chaos on a camera angle, look at it all right here. 4 Pats down below the hash marks. First time we've really seen the net slide off today, and it was by a very large margin. I'm used to it a lot this weekend, spending some time out at a Chicago showcase for the USPHL, and those nets get about 3 of them come off a period, maybe even more. Here's Woolabin. 3-on-2, lost it. And Adam Cheris, disbelief, he just motions a new line on right away. Him and Jack Wraith trying to find an answer to what seems to be a Saturday night puzzle. Half a minute left in the first before he can bring all of his men together and talk things over. Maybe they can find one here, rowing into the slot. Knight with a double touch on it. Fanned on it, but then knocked it down with the shaft of his stick accidentally. Nothing would come out of it. Final 10 here in the first. Kimbrough looking to reverse. This could be trouble. Rowing out in front. No high stick there. Layden now turns it wide, and that will do it on period number 1. The Stevenson Patriots applauding all around with a 2-0 lead through the first 17 minutes here. This is one heck of a performance so far from the Pats. Started their, I guess, quote-unquote weekend play. Welcome back, folks. Just trying to fix with some technical things over here. Gerard Boris taking great care of us as always. And during that quick intermission, a goaltender change for New Trier. Max Ascione will tend the goal for likely the next 34 minutes unless Cheris says otherwise. Not an expected change, and this has actually been the first time. Well, actually, hold on. We're good? Let's just say YouTube and AC/DC don't get along. A lot of copyright issues as they're on over the speakers right now. Maybe I can speak over them. Anyways, as I was mentioning, first time that New Trier has made a goalie change in a game all season. Maxwell Reed coming up to this point, 16 games played, 16 games started, and for Ashion, all 3 of his appearances have been starts as well. So it's the first time Adam Cheris has made this type of dicey move all season, and he's looking if he can get some sort of charge into this New Trier team right now that just seems a step slow. Offensive zone face-off here. Asher Ali, 11 stops on 11 shots here from the Trebs in the first. Here's Jenner Layden with the first test of the second. Kicked out in front and wide by Roween on the follow-up. Up to the point. Jace Marino goes far side. Selleck deflected low and wide. Can already see a bit of an up in the tempo early on here from New Trier. Knight scrapes it up the wall. Here's Selleck. Played near side, Jenner Layden. Down the boards, Alex Roween. Tapped on, Ali makes the steady stop. 55 seconds into the middle frame. 2-0 lead for the Stevenson Patriots over the New Trier Trevians. Trev's trying to make it 7 wins in a row. Quick face-off win. Now Nagitz holds the point. Shakes by. Looking to the backside. It's out of reach of Woolabin. And now the other way. Dominic D'Alessandro looking for his second goal. Pumps the brakes on Ouyang. And Ashion makes a nice first stop, as well as the second. Initial save from Ashion, the follow-up denied as well, and that net does seem to be coming off a little bit. Then you see the collision with the official after. Dominic D'Alessandro, only 3 goals on the SHL season entering this game, and he was near to 2 in this one. Knew Ouyang was catching up to you, tried to pump the brakes, and it worked, but Ashion, a good first stop. Given away, scraped back in by Olsen. Lohmeyer puts it between the legs of a Stevenson forward. Now Jack Herstrit, toe drag move, nifty, but a save from Asher Ali. Boy, was that pretty. New Trier not done. Woolabin, backside, Herstrit settling, shoots, save by Ali. Look at that first chance. Watch this. Oh my. Kimbrough has played sensational all game, but right there, Jack Herstrit finds a seam in him. And then in the end, 2 Patriots collide, but to no harm, as they remain flawless on the defensive end. Secchi loses the puck. Isaac Solomon, the senior, glued against the boards. We're past 2 minutes in period number 2. Levaditis pushed ahead by Keegan Roween. Roween, right side of the ice, snared down by Ali. It looked like it was headed wide, but he'll take no chances. Asher Ali wearing both pairs of skates. Goalie skates here, player skates whenever he officiates. Got to catch him in November at the ACHA Chicago Classic Showcase, doing ACHA D1 games out there at his age, by the way, still a high schooler. Very impressive officiating career he's got going on. Andrus from the point, and that one soaked up again. If you're New Trier right now, you gotta look for something more threatening. These soft ones from the point would work on some others, but perhaps not Saturday's SHL. And a Saturday Stevenson team that has not been good, by the way. 0-4 on Saturdays. New Trier 3-0. Really all numbers favoring New Trier, no matter what you look at in this matchup, but those are just other past games. And every game's a new one. Stevenson showing that right now. Swung around, wraparound try, out in front. Good look from Keegan Roween. And now Stevenson looked to have dived on top of the puck. New Trier wants to delay a game penalty here. Let's take a look at it. So Roween right down below, wraparound try. And yeah, you can't do that. That should have been a penalty there. Face off one back by New Trier. Fontana works it to the point. Chase Marino now near side with traffic in front. Rebound, oh, it's just wide. They just can't buy it their way right now. Vysotsky the other direction with a chance. Backhander goes wide. Good defensive stick by Selleck. Now Fontana chips it out. Chris Janetsko over the blue line. Drop back for Cannon and given away. Pulled up to the point now. Selleck walks the blue line. Shifts down as Fontana swings it around for Janetsko. Janetsko stuck on the forehand here. Fontana in to reinforce. Round it comes for Cannon. Point shot. Selleck, he scores! It's how you beat a good goalie. Traffic in front. And Selleck from way downtown cuts this deficit in half. You see the screen right there, Janetsko. And Ali just cannot see that puck. It takes the 19th shot on goal to finally get by Ali. What a week he's had. 26 saves on 27 shots against Glenbrook South, and so far he's 18 of 19, still even with the shutout diminished from existence. George Knight now try to cut it into the slot. Dylan Ward, by the way, Asher Ali also officiated the first meeting between New Trier and Loyola. How about that? He's everywhere. Only games he can't officiate are his own, it seems. Maybe that will be a new feat. Alejandro now. Noster following up. Look to give it a side, some shoving down in the slot between a Patriot and a Trevian as we keep playing. And now he won't. 12:15, a whistle comes in. Also, this is why we have Gerard Boris. Dylan goes audio cut out. Fixed. I am just seeing this all 8 minutes later, so we seem to be good. Yeah, you're right. Believe it was when we try to fix some things during the quick intermission. Dylan, you would know our CPU was a little high, so we had to remove the PTZ on the replays. But the internet is working, knock on wood. So that's a good sign. I know Dylan and Gerard tried to do the game on the other rink, right, on Thursday, and Wi-Fi did not cooperate. Stevenson's defense did, though, against Glenbrook South. Trying to make it 2 wins in 3 days. They will have to pester off a relentless New Trier offense. The SHL's second best. Pinned down in the corner Now Nagets from the blue line with space to shoot, unleashes one towards, and no rebound will be given by Ali. Face off on the near side. Top line out there for New Trier, Hurstrit, Lohmeyer, Woolabin. Against what looks to be Tomaszewski's unit for Stevenson. I want to say that's him, but I know Dylan and I, some other broadcasters have talked about it before. Stevenson actually doesn't have TV numbers, so you cannot identify who has the puck unless you simply know who it is, which that was Tomaszewski. But they have no numbers on the shoulders, so sometimes it's a little tough to tell. Not an excuse. Just thought I'd share a little tidbit. Lohmeyer backside, fanned on by Woolabin. Another whistle for the puck out of play. Pressure has been picking up for the Trevians, with another offensive zone faceoff coming. Shot goes wide. New Trier has trailed after the first, shockingly 5 times this season. Their record, though, 3-1-2. The same record when they concede the first goal, which is unbelievable. Here's Marino wide of the net. Kimbrough taps it off the boards and out. And that one will roll its way all the way down. Some Stevenson students think otherwise, but they're not wearing the black and white. Don't forget, folks, if you want to see your own username and your own message up on the board, leave a comment down below in the live chat. Doesn't cost you anything. Always nice to interact with you folks. Three of the 4 Stevenson wins have come this season when scoring first. They're 3-2 on the year when doing such. Trying to avoid dropping to 500 in that category if New Trier is hypothetically able to crawl back in this one. They're on good pace. Woolabin, this one deflects right towards. Now Lohmeyer with the net a tad bit off its moorings. Jason Pashenko chips it out. He had Wu in transition, but couldn't find him at center. Heads up. Stevenson bench gets slammed by a puck. It's one of those periods, isn't it? A lot of whistles. What a game it's been so far. Stevenson out in front 2-1. They're getting outshot now 20-12, but Stevenson with more shots in that first period than they did all game last time around against the Trevs. They lost 3-1 last time, but they were outshot 36-9. What's going on here? We're talking about who hit off of last. And that would decipher whether this faceoff's in the O-zone or the neutral zone. And it is in the O-zone, to some applaud from Stevenson students. Even the tiny calls really matter here for Stevenson fans, and why not? Isaac Solomon. Aldrin tied up. Solomon spun him around. New Trier possessing down below the goal line. Lividitis left it behind. Adrian Gwaldron having some trouble in the high slot. Now Lividitis over the crossbar. And Stevenson just chips out again. They've been doing a lot of that here in the second period. This time to at least get Tyler Olson off for a change. But not much else. Does work to their favor, though. Repossessed at the blue line and chip right back in. Here goes the forecheck again. And on the far side, it's Secchi now with tailing pressure on New Trier. And then eventually a pass interrupted by Adrian Gwaldron over the line. Gwaldron towards the net. Tomaszewski not there in time, and here come the Trevs. Lividitis in a one-on-one with Wiener trying to work by him twice. Couldn't do such. Now it's Dylan Tomaszewski. Dominic D'Alessandro chasing after Hank Tucker. Tucker frees up some space on the far side. Now goes vertical for Lividitis. A tad late entering over the blue line. New Trier just elects to change two of their forwards. Tomaszewski takes a hip check from Nagitz. And Ascione chips it aside. If you're just joining us, Max Ascione did not get the start here. He was brought in, started the second period. Charlie Cannon from a distance. Eventually launches one wide. 2-on-2 down near the corner boards. Third Patriot comes in. And now New Trier is yelling to get Fontana in as he curls towards. No whistle yet. And it's finally dug loose. Cannon. Cannon swooped it out in front, still fighting for his own pass. And Secchi regains. Another clear. No icing, though. They're saying it got a part of New Trier. Janetsko tried to drop it back. And now Tomaszewski was a tad tired. Otherwise, he would have had some space. Long shift for Dylan Tomaszewski. Pashenko chips in deep. Now Secchi, Cortine, and two others come off for Stevenson. In the meantime, Kai Uyang, shaking and baking, draws a penalty. Slash coming to Stevenson. And New Trier will get their first power play chance of the game. Stevenson, the league's worst power play, scored on theirs. And now New Trier, the league's sixth best power play, will get to work. It's funny, the Trebs have good numbers in both compartments, 85% penalty kill, 20% power play, but neither of them cracked the top four. It's very top heavy when it comes to special teams. Marino, centering here, wins the faceoff back. Jenner laid in, turns away. Selleck, tapped back over. Layden, some trouble. D'Alessandro's been everywhere today. It's a great performance from him. But now he's gonna sacrifice another skater for Stevenson. It's gonna be a 5-on-3 for the next 93 seconds. Are you able to insert those, Gerard, or another thing you could do? Stevenson's not happy. I mean, that was a penalty, though. D'Alessandro, hard hustle. Got to tip my cap to him, but just crossed over the line there and was eventually liable for that play taking the Trevian down. It's a 5-on-3. This will not be easy for Stevenson, but it is doable. Chase Marino. He's now back at the blue line, previously centering on the last faceoff. Dane Lohmeyer. Back up for Marino. Marino hesitating, gives over Selleck on net. The rebound's loose, and Ali eventually is able to clean it up. .646 on the game clock, 1:13 left on the 5-on-3. Penalties on Pashenko and D'Alessandro. Two of the best forwards for Stevenson. Nagitz goes down to the line. Centered in front, Woolabin, now Herstrick. Ali recovering, nearly banked in by Roween. Woolabin back to the point again. Nolan Nagitz over for Knight. Punch saved by Astrali. Nolan Nagitz, Knight again. Herstrick back to Knight. George Knight back for Jack Herstrick. Quick puck movement here. It's fluent. Up to Nagitz now near point. And a shot blocked there by New that deflects it wide. Nolan Nagets now curls it back up, center blue line. Knight across on a far side, one-timer off the crossbar. Nagets again, down the goal line. No look pass from Oween out in front. Tried to recover it on his own. It's loose on the back door, and somehow not in the back of the net. Dylan Noster clears the puck. Stevenson fans on their feet. Fresh 4 killers, or should I say 3 killers out now, pardon me. Tomaszewski's alone forward. Nagets is over the blue line. Nolan Nagets curls it back. Jack Herstrit. Pashenko's out of the box and making immediate impact. It's a 5-on-4. Herstrit. Chip down low, glove down Keegan Roween. Sharp angle shot, sticked away by Wiener. Stevenson is loving it right now. And they have killed off the 5-on-3. D'Alessandro's out of the box, he goes to the bench. Resetting back in his own net is Jack Herstrit. Herstrit. Offsides. Some miscues today from the top line of New Trier, who will come off. They'll put out Lividitis, Alex Roween, Isaac Solomon. A little bit of cheating there on the near side. He saw Lividitis. He was well over the Stevenson half there, but they never whistled anything down. It didn't have any impact, but definitely a funny notion. Alex Roween, younger brother of Keegan. Off the wall, that got a piece of the netting, just enough to stop play once again. 4:30 left in the second period. We'll have an ice make in between the second and the third, as always. And then return for what should be a jam-packed third period. New Trier still trailing at the moment. New Trier has been a great third period team. They've actually trailed after the second period 7 times this year, a record of 3-3-1. Something about that ice make gives them some time to recollect their thoughts. They've had some great recent comeback victories. Here's Marino from the point. Wu shooting up ice. They elect not to hit him. Dylan Noster will take it himself. Noster, lengthy shot into the net. Max Ascione has not been tested much at all ever since coming in to replace Max Reed, who allowed 2 goals on just over 10 shots in the first. Nagets in the far corner. Alex Roween up top. Now Nagets. 3.5 to go here. Switches spots and now leaves it behind for George Knight. Layden. Fluent movement up top. Nagets on a one-timer, not the polishing touch they wanted. As Pashenko now will dump it in deep. Trouble down low, Nolan Nagets. As now Tyler Olson battling forward with him. Nagets back to his feet. Alejandro trying to locate the puck in the corner. Not much goes there for Stevenson. Now they have to fight off the hounding offense. As Knight, lengthy shot saved. Asher Ali checks up at the scoreboard. 2:52 to go. Patriots lead 2-1. That was a 24 shot there from New Trier. 23rd save for Asher Ali. Kimbrough goes around the boards for New. Chase Marino now. He's over the line, throws it off the skate of Woolabin. Jack Herstritt drags, fires. That got blocked. Pops right out to Selleck. On a waist shot, he scores! Uncorked one to the bottom left corner. And we're tied. Soren Selleck's second goal of the game, and it goes right through Asher Ali. Looked for a second like he hit the bottom left, but that behind the net cam shows otherwise. Oster slammed against the boards. Wollmeyer intercepted. That one's past Wiener. Some shoving going on here. Two minutes and 4 seconds until they'll all get to cool off for a little bit. They're going to assess penalties. Now, 2-2 between Carmel and Lake Forest as the Corsairs have scored 2 unanswered. 2-2 here, New Trier with 2 unanswered. Loyola and St. Viator still 0-0. York and GBN soon to start. Shots on goal in the first period. New Trier led 11-9. Here in the second, they lead 14-3 for a game total now 25-12. So those penalties do not affect the play, and they're offsetting, so 5-on-5. Second, hit hard. Isaac Solomon falls down while making some body contact. Marino. Chase Marino, between the legs move. Backhands it right on. Now recovered center blue line. Nope, not by Selleck. In and around by Selleck. 2 goals in this period for Soren. Just over 10 minutes apart. Secchi taps it ahead. 14 down to his knees. Stevenson wants a penalty, will not get one. They've argued for a lot today. That's probably the biggest one I'd come to understand. Icing whistle. Face off one back by New Trier. Just 40 seconds now separate us from an ice make. New's shot gets deflected down into the backboards. Pass across taken in Jenner Layden. Layden goes between 2, just can't hang on, and a leaping poke check is made by Asher Ali. Seemed to be some retaliation up at the top of the circle. Adam Charis wanted to call, will not get one. Dozen to go, and here's Olsen on a backhand pass, now corralled by Pashenko over the line offside, or onside, should I say. Olsen with the left-handed shot gets gloved by Ashione. an uproar here from New Trier family and friends. Hashion, just the 4th shot he's faced in this period, and he stays warm. 6 seconds here, no unique face-off here set up for New Trier. They keep Ollie in between the pipes as well, and the face-off's won by New Trier anyway. Kimbrough from the point, deflected on slowly, and that will do it on 2 periods. Got 2s all over. Done with period number 2. It is 2-2. And New Trier trying to close out a crucial 3rd period when we return here on a big weekend, trying to have the best points percentage in the entire SHL. If they can pull out this one against the Pats, and then they'll play St. Viator tomorrow. But obviously, that is on maybe, if even, the back of their minds. 3rd period coming up next. Stevenson putting on one heck of a fight here in Buffalo Grove. Welcome back to the Twin Rinks Ice Pavilion. 2-2 game here between the Stevenson Patriots and the New Trier Trevians Green. A 2-0 lead to open up after that first period for the Pats. And since then, Soren Selleck with 2 goals of his own. That's where we stand. There's the great Gerard Boris. Back on the dials here for period number 3. We're glad you could be with us on a busy night of SHL hockey. Look at some SHL scores. It is still 2-2 between Carmel and Lake Forest. Nobody scored over there in the third period. We're just about ready to get started in the third period here between New Trier and Stevenson, and St. Vitus taking a 1-0 lead on Loyola. There's Ashione staring down the net. First time all season that New Trier has made a mid-game goalie replacement. Max Reed left after 2 goals allowed in the first. Ashione has not let in a shot since. Then again, he has not been in for too much. Wasn't sure if it was Stevenson letting off the pedal, New Trier stepping on it, or a combination of both for what was only a second period total. Of what was 5 shots for the Pats. Game totals 26-14. New Trier outshot Stevenson 11-9 in the first. Trev's piled on 15 in the second, and now they're trying to trudge into their first lead of the game. They can keep that same tempo going. Here we go. Broken stick off the face-off, and Hirschford has to drop the stick. He doesn't know to drop the stick. Now he does. Ref was fairly lenient then. Kai Uyang into the slot, and the shot's blocked by Kimbrough. There's some rules in hockey you just have to experience on the ice to learn. Might have been a learning moment for Hirschford there. Uyang to the backside, they score! How's that for a start? 24 seconds in, a beautiful feed in front. And Jack Wooleman gives the Trevians their first lead of the game in the third period. I mean, this is beautiful. Watch this pass between 2 Patriots, right under the stick window of Lucas Newell. And after conceding the first 2, it's a Trevian lead. Isaac Solomon now over the blue line. Alejandro swiftly by one Trevian. Will take the return feed from Tyler Olson. Alejandro bodied off the puck, and it's scrapped out of there by Keegan Roeen. All the way down towards Ali, who sticks it aside. Potentially sees the legs starting to become a factor in this game. Stevenson, their 3rd game in 3 days. Beat Glenbrook South, lost by a hair to York. And now are trying not to find another heartbreaking defeat here. New Trier, though, first game of the weekend. First of 2. 7 p.m. tomorrow on the Trevian Hockey Network. It's one you just can't miss. Unfortunately, I have to miss it, but we'll have the awesome Anthony Pasquale with you for that one. A common voice of the SHL Network. He was paired with me for the O'Grady Cup final. He was our color voice, did a great job when New Trier steamrolled by Loyola to win Loyola's own tournament. That had to feel good for these guys. And they just simply haven't lost since. 6 wins in a row for New Trier. That streak started back on November 12th against the Stevenson Patriots in that 3-1 victory. That was the only home game of the series for New Trier. The second game here at Twin Rinks. Lysotsky down the corner wings it around. Now Jenner Layden. Chase Marino. Takes it back. Marino going the distance here. Puts it aside, and it's deflected wide on a shot attempt. The net is off by a tad, but we'll keep playing. Glove down and a backhand try. Save. Good look for Jenner Layden. Asher Ali makes the save. .24 to go. Good glove placement by Ali, just above the pad. Barely has to reach for it. Layden gloved it down to his stick smoothly. Not a bad look whatsoever. Secchi. Now Fontana looking to keep it in, but Luke Courtine is able to chop it out. Nolan Nagitz banks it off the boards. Dominic Fontana. That's past Cannon. Cannon now takes it back, swoops it out in front. And once again, Stevenson with just the get it out of their mentality, as they're able to scrap it back to center. And they will have to try to do more of the same here, but Fontana with the takeaway down low. It's stranded down below the goal line. Fontana regains, works it to the point for Kai Uyang. Uyang with a reverse hit there on Secchi. Fontana now unleashes one wide. Nagitz with a good reverse. He's able to shake off the forecheck of Secchi. Janetsko curling back. Secchi with good pressure. That was a nice angle there. But still, New Trier with the puck. And it pings right to Charlie Cannon into the high slot for Fontana, who can't hang on. Domashevsky up ahead. Here's D'Alessandro in a straight line. Could be trouble. Dominic D'Alessandro, soft shot sticked away. Rebound Secchi and a right pad save. But we have a delayed penalty, and it's coming to New Trier. So Stevenson will go to the power play. The league's worst unit, but a power play goal today. And that's what matters. Charlie Cannon, multi-sport athlete, will go to the penalty box, and now here is Stevenson on another power play chance. Just their second of the game. Kimbrough goes to the far side for Noster. Top unit out there. Noster working the right point. He's their leading scorer. Pashenko mixed in the forward action. Second leader. Alejandro sticks it back down. Here's a one-timer save by Ashion. The rebound's out in front, in trouble. Pashenko couldn't get it on. It's curled back up top. Olsen fans on his shot. Quite the chaos. We're not finished here. Kimbrough shot deflected into the corner glass. Jenner Layden with the chance to clear. Done successfully. Dylan Noster just blows a tire. He's back on his feet, though. Kimbrough, tough hold here. And Marino works it by him. Marino, the defenseman, is way ahead. He's calling for a chance here shorthanded, and now he's got it. The defenseman way up here. Marino tries to swing it towards, and it deflects off a body. Watch out for this. They might take Layden to the box here. Let's look at that again. Yeah, well, I guess you can't do that. It wasn't just trying to scrum the puck loose. He just straight up tapped him. Perhaps an unnecessary play there from Layden, and now it's a 35-second 5-on-3. They'll decide to line up to the left of Ashion. Big 35 seconds commencing right now. And it's Uyang who tried to pry it against the boards, couldn't do such, leaving space for Noster up top. Kimbrough looking back for Noster. What a play! It's Chase Marino now in a shorthanded 5-on-3, 1-on-1, but he can't dance by Kimbrough. Noster's able to recover it. D'Alessandro, one last rush here, 2 men up. Noster, smooth move down the right side of the ice. Olsen centering, and nothing but Trevs in front. A regret there on a 5-on-3 for Stevenson, but now still 80 seconds on that second penalty for Jenner Layton. Jaden Kimbrough, straight up center. Over to his backhand as he'll flip it in. Uyang out in the slot, could be trouble. It's Olsen and a save from Ashion. Seems like a tougher save than usual to make when you don't expect something like that to come, but Ashion was prepared. Couple of taps from his guys. Tomaszewski now lines up, scrapes it to the side, and Secchi's not there. Nagats will try to wing it around, and Wu backs off. 50 seconds left now on the third power play chance of the day for Stevenson. They're 1 for 2. Had just over a half a minute of a 5-on-3 recently that they could not capitalize on. Secchi. Leave it behind for New. Across ice now with a New Trier penalty killer. That's Selleck blowing his tire. Could be numbers. And a shot well wide, and nobody there to cover the point. Huge mistake by Stevenson. Varsity lays a nice hit. And offsides whistle. I tell you what, with the energy right now on a simple hit like that, this place might explode if a Stevenson goal is found. They've got just under 10 minutes to find such on the scavenger hunt. Ten seconds now. New goes back, another clear for New Trier. Jenner Layden up off the bench, grabbing the door. And there he goes, right even strength. He's off to the bench. It's 5-on-5, successful 5-on-3 kill for New Trier. Each side has successfully killed off a 5-on-3 now. Kick save by Ashion. Coughed back up and deflected out of play. Not sure if it was Ashion that got a piece of it or a defensive stick in front. Let's see. But either way, not how you wanted that to play out. On the breakout there for Andrus. Right here. That looked to be a defensive stick. Well done. Schenko against Herstrip. Woolabin will carry it up off the draw. Top line has struggled a tad here up until this period. Then they were the ones to break the tie. Nolan Nagats almost picked the corner. Uyang, rough touch of the puck. Now we'll trace down the right side boards. Herstrip out in front, pinballs its way to the far hash mark. Kai Uyang, center blue line now. Looking for a give and go. That he's got, but can't hang on to the return feed. The other way now, Jason Plashenko. Plashenko is bodied off by Nagats. Both stay on their feet, but the target is achieved for Nagats, who is able to get the puck back to New Trier. That one hits off the official. Plashenko is rocked by Jack Woolabin. A tad late, but clean there from the junior. Now Waldron. Trouble with the puck. Scrapes it aside. One more out for Herstrip. Jack Herstrip into the danger zone. Can't hang on. And Stevenson just clears it ahead. They'll change 2, and they'll get to make any other changes they'd like with an icing whistle. Usually not the case up at the collegiate, junior, professional leagues, but we've got a breaking news update from Dylan. How about that? Carmel wins the game in overtime. Whoa! Lake Forest was up 2-0 in that one when I checked the first time around. So much for 2-0 leads today, huh? Because now it's New Trier out in front over here. Thank you, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan Ward, voice of the South Hockey Network. He's out in Blaine, Minnesota right now, working an NA3HL showcase. Here's Solomon centering in front, just tipped over the net by Keegan Roween. Apparently Dylan's going to be at a 8-sheet facility. So I asked for pictures, Dylan. I better receive them of the very vast arena. Leviditis plays it through. Roween off the pipe. That was a beautiful feed. Just no finish from Keegan. Darn well close. Stevenson recovers the puck, and it's Dylan Noster with space between the blue lines. Glove down by Marino. Watch out for the too many. That was well over too many men. Wow. I don't think I've seen one that obvious in a long time. Zally will cover up. 6:44 to play here, 3-2 New Trier. That was one heck of a pass. This Trevian team really good at finding passes between the stick and body of defenders. They find that little window. It's got to be something they practice. They've done it plenty of times today, and usually make some crazy pass like that multiple times a period on the season. It's the little things. Kai Uyang. Try to go between the legs of the defender. Now Secchi goes chasing. Maggots curls off of him with plenty of space. Cortine now stepping up, giving away Jaden Kimbrough. Kimbrough shakes by 1. Cannon shifts over to make a check. Cortine is going to draw a penalty. Cannon saying, "What do you mean?" But that seemed like enough of a rough to put the Pats on the power play, but more of the worry is Cortine's well-being. See him there a little bit banged up. Still has not gotten up to his feet. Oh, Asher Ali, your water bottle fell from you there. Kept the lid on. Cortine getting checked on by a trainer. Shots on goal 30-20, New Trier. So far in this third period, 6-4 Stevenson. Pat's team that has not given up. Just a rough second period. Outshot 15-5, outscored 2-0. In other news, Fernando Mendoza has won the Heisman Trophy as of the last hour, Indiana's quarterback in college football. I think that was well deserved for Fernando Mendoza. Still Cortine laying on his back. A good time to rest for both these goaltenders. Cortine up off his back, at least for now. In all reality, it wasn't the hardest of hits, but it must have been the landing or colliding with the boards that could have messed him up. And we hope he's all right. Stick taps all around. If I had one, I'd be doing the same. Hoping you're all right, Luke. from one Luke to another, as Courtine will leave the game with 6:06 to go here in the third period. A devastating blow to a fairly short Stevenson bench as is. Stevenson coaching staff yelling at students to get off the glass. You know, that's one thing they really tend to enforce here at Twin Rinks. You never want, or I guess the staff really doesn't like when people are on the glass here, and that is near to getting violated. And in some cases, if genuinely delaying with the game, they could get a penalty, but that would be pretty impossible to do from their position. Regardless, we're back underway. Kimbrough. Now it's Pashenko down the boards. Cleared out by George Knight. Jenner Layton's ahead of the pack here, and Nasharali recognizes as he'll backhand it up. Chase Marino's there now, out in front for Layton. Boy, would that have been a good chance. D'Alessandro now sends it down the far side for Dylan Noster. Noster crashing towards the crease, now in a 2-on-1 kick save by Ashion. .110 left here on the Stevenson power play, and Marino will sauce it ahead. We're halfway through now. D'Alessandro, who's played a heck of a game, taken away. Nasharali trying to eliminate any time wasted. Now looks up at the clock, telling his boys to get going. Lucas New establishing the zone entry now, and he is rocked against the boards by Knight. Selleck way up ice, shorthanded 2-on-1 nearly. Knight will find Marino up ahead. That's fired towards Ali as he gets a glove of it. Layton now protecting, taken away. Good play defensively by Tyler Olson. One last rush here with 15 to go. Kimbrough off the left pass from Olson. Kimbrough just winds one up. And just like that, we are now at even strength with one last dump in. Delayed offsides on Stevenson. It was Vysotsky that jumped the gun. Ouyang now stretches it out for Jack Herstrit. Herstrit goes down, no penalty. Didn't seem like enough contact to really be one. Here's a 3-on-2 the other way. It's Wu stopping, looking across Tomaszewski, but two new Trier sticks in the lane. And last it was Kai Ouyang now carrying it ahead. That looked offsides. No call. That looked really offsides, by the way. I'm shocked they did not get that one. Far side now Stevenson. Tomaszewski pocket picked. Herstrit over the line again. Swoops it in. Woolabin looking for his second. Ali makes the save on a shot slowed down. 3:15 to go. Herstrit. Oh, we thought about that Michigan attempt. Drops it back for Woolabin. Herstrit again. Curled back. Tucker. Herstrit. Eventually Wiener puts it into the corner. Now Herstrit. Good possessor of the puck. Left it back for Kai Ouyang. Woolabin banks it off the boards. Hank Tucker from a distance, and now both sides can change with a whistle. Fast-moving third period with now 2:47 to go. Both sides still have their timeouts if need be. We'll get there when we cross that bridge. A lot of time before you think about pulling your goalie if you're Brian Murtha. Unless you're feeling dicey, but usually you don't see anything like it until past 2 minutes to go. Nostert. Rowan takes it away. Good forecheck here on Waldron. You can tell Stevenson tired defensively. 3 defenders today. 3 lines of forwards. 12 skaters for the Pats. Roween played it through, hard hit by Jaden Kimbrough on the opposing 87, Keegan Roween. No need for a penalty there. Selleck fires in, and that's punched into the netting. If either side uses a timeout, it will be very delayed. But neither coach giving right now. If anything, it would be Brian Murtha. And they're not going to use one yet. Knight wins it forward off the face-off. Good save by Asher Ali. Selleck. Stevenson wanted offsides or a hand pass. Nonetheless, they now have it. They give away the puck. Secchi. Not a chance. Nice retrieval. Far side shot well wide for Layden with 80 seconds to go. Good forecheck from Alex Roween. He nearly stripped it loose. It's back out to the center ice circle for the sophomore Soren Selleck. 2 goals in this game for Selleck. He's got it again. Layden turns back. New Trio trying to move their record of 15-3-2. A win today, a win tomorrow. You've easily got the best points percentage in the SHL. Kimbrough across for Secchi. Asher Ali's in between the circles, ready to go. Pashenko carries it in. Stick goes flying. The butt end out of his stick is out as well. A little slow to get up his Pashenko. Now a shot from Olsen falls wide. Ali to the bench, finally, and the extra attacker out, but it seems a little bit too late. Hand pass in the neutral zone, and now Ali might go back in. Timeout call. Ryan Murtha uses his one and only. Asher Ali to his bench. Max Ascione doesn't want to leave. Trying to prepare himself for whatever comes his way. Question is, will that net stay empty? Probably not. Ali's going back, it seems. And you would expect more of the such with a neutral zone faceoff here. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes in this game for Stevenson. They took a 2-0 lead into the second period, where with 12:57 left, and then with 2:32 left, 2 goals from Soren Selleck. And Caillou Yank found Jack Willeben for the lone goal here in this third period, just 24 seconds in. And that's where we stand. Asher Ali, you can see him right here. He is nearly out of frame, ready to dart for the Stevenson bench if they can win this faceoff. Under half a minute, and he'll have to back in as Selleck takes it off the draw and will ring it around. You've got 1, maybe 2 rushes left here for Stevenson. Well, now you need a second. It goes back in with 15 to go. Ali's out of his crease, leaving it behind for Jaden Kimbrough. Kimbrough goes up center. Noster gets a touch on it. Now they got to chase with 7. Ali to the bench. Selleck just going to try to glue it against the boards intelligently with 2 now to go, and New Trier will survive. Trailing 2-0 after the first period. They reignite and earn their 15th win on the year. SHL most 32 points for the Trevs. Stevenson will move to 4-19. Nonetheless, a sensational fight. A lead they held, just not long enough. New Trier ends up sweeping the season series The first one not even close. It was a 6-0 win. Then the shots far apart in game 2, but not the score. 3-1 win the second game, and now most recently a 3-2 win. So that'll do things here. We thank you so much for tuning in on the Trevian Hockey Network. Do not forget, tomorrow at 7 p.m., St. Viator and New Trier Green from Mount Prospect. I won't be with you folks for that one, but we made sure somebody that is just as great is with you. Anthony Pasquale will be there at Mount Prospect for the call. Once again, 7 p.m. on this very YouTube. But over here at Twin Rinks, Gerard Boris, our producer, he'll be with you tomorrow. Did great today, as always, dealing with a couple of technical issues, but you really wouldn't notice. For him, for all the tech, this is Luke Jordan signing off on a final score. New Trier 3, Stevenson 2. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have yourselves a great rest of your Saturday night and weekend. And a happy holidays at that.